everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I am a part-time reseller on Poshmark. Today I am making basically a part 2 on things that are killing your reselling business. Make sure that you aren't doing any of these things, and if you are, make these simple changes and it will really make you be more successful. So if you are interested in seeing part 1 to this, I'll link it up above here so you can see it, but also stick around to watch this video to see more tips that are, things that you can change that will help your business succeed. Oh, and real quick, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. I would love to have you around for future videos. I make videos every single Thursday, so I would love to have you stick around, watch more videos, and learn more reselling tips. The first thing that is killing your reselling business, which may be very obvious to a lot of you, but for some of us, we didn't know this, or it took us a long time to figure it out, or we maybe didn't even figure it out yet, but it is to not pick up anything and everything. You can't pick up everything. That's not going to help you. You're not going to have more sales that way. Things are not going to sell. So just because, it's a piece of clothing that doesn't have stains or rips or anything like that, doesn't mean you should pick it up. You have to be more careful with the brands that you're picking up, the styles you're picking up, and, really check to make sure that the pieces are up-to-date pieces, they're trendy styles, make sure that, they're brands that people are actually looking for. This makes a huge difference, and I actually learned this the hard way by picking up so many pieces that I was like, oh, this brand used to sell for me, or oh, that was a good brand, maybe 10 years ago, but now it's definitely not. And I didn't, take that into consideration while I was picking up the brands. And this is something I learned when I first started reselling, and I've been a lot more careful with picking up brands ever since. And I really try to tell myself, is this something that is going to sell now? Is this something that people are actually going to be looking for? So if I think back maybe 10 years ago to brands that I liked, that doesn't mean that people are still looking for those. And there are a lot of brands, especially mall brands, that are in this case. So definitely be very careful with what you're picking up. And I actually tend to notice that, like, if I pick up basic styles, like basic tees or basic dresses or anything like that, it doesn't really sell as well because, one, a lot of people like to buy things that are more intricate, especially if you're paying for shipping. I find basic things they don't really sell that well. So I try to avoid picking up anything basic or anything like that. But just be careful with the styles you're picking up. Make sure you're picking up things that don't have a ton of flaws. If they do have some flaws, that's okay. But you don't want to pick things up that are, very, very hard to sell. So make sure what you're picking up is good. Make sure what you're picking up is things that people are going to actually want. And make sure you're not just picking up anything to have everything. What's that expression? Quantity is not always better than quality. It's really quality is better than quantity. So if you have a lot of items, that doesn't mean people are going to want to buy them. People are going to want to buy things that are good quality, that are, better pieces. So if you have less pieces but better quality, you're probably still going to make more sales than if you had more pieces and less quality. This next one is a huge tip, and it's such a big, hard pill to swallow, but it is to make sure that you are organized. If you are not organized, you're going to have a lot harder of a time making sales and being successful. So this is twofold. So one part is keeping up with your bookkeeping and being organized with, the receipts that you have, purchases that you've made, things that you're wanting to keep track of. That is the one part of it, and then the next part is just staying organized with your inventory. It is so important to be organized with your inventory because otherwise you're just going to scramble, you're not going to know where things are, it's going to be hard to find things. So these two things are very important, and if you're not staying organized, you're going to have a very hard time being successful as a reseller. I learned this the hard way, actually. I created a spreadsheet when I first started reselling with all of the items that I would pick up, whether that be the name, the size, the brand, and the price I paid, when I got it, where I got it, all that information to help me out. And I didn't keep up with that. I got very lazy over time, and I stopped adding to the spreadsheet. So when I would get new items, I would just kind of add them into my inventory, and I would forget to write them down. Then when I would sell them, I forgot when I got them, how much I paid for them, and where I got them from. And so it kind of hurts because then I can't actually see how much I'm making from the items that I'm picking up. And then sometimes when I would record items, I would lose them in my inventory because I wasn't organized with how I was keeping all my inventory. So now I've come to, many different conclusions over the years of trying to figure out the best solution for how to organize my inventory. I've had many different setups. I've kind of done it all. I've thrown everything into dressers. I've thrown everything into my closet. I've thrown things into bins. I've stored under my bed. I've done everything in trying to keep organized, and I could never find a solution that worked for me. And recently I've found a better solution. I actually ordered a bunch of different shelving units for Black Friday. I ordered a shoe rack, and I ordered some organizing bins to really stay organized. I also hang up a lot of my items on hangers, so this helps me stay organized, helps me find things. I color coordinate too, so it's really easy to find things when I need to. And so that way, if I know that I'm looking for a blue piece, I just go to the blue section. And I find that I lose a lot less items when I do it this way. So just staying organized and keeping up with things is so important. And if you're not doing this, you're really going to struggle as a reseller. And this is a huge pill to swallow. And a lot of people don't they don't keep up with their bookkeeping. They don't keep up with their organizing. And then it really starts to get at them, and it makes it really hard to survive. So definitely do your best to keep up with your bookkeeping and also keep up with staying organized, and you will have a lot more success. This next thing that you are doing wrong that is killing your reselling business is just not having good listings. So not describing the item well, not having good pictures, and not really taking advantage of all the items that you can on Poshmark when it comes to a listing. So this meaning the style tags, this meaning filling out the brand, the size, the color, all of the above. These things are all really important because if you don't fill out these things, it makes your item a lot less searchable. And if you're not using them to their fullest potential, like for example, if you're plugging in your own size for an item, it's not going to be searchable because the search engine on Poshmark goes based on the Poshmark sizing. So someone can't search for a random size that you have created in your listing, so your item is just not going to be searchable for that sense. So if your listings are not very good and they're not organized, the pictures aren't good, you don't have white backgrounds, you have typos in your listings, you don't describe the item very well, your items are not going to show up in people's searches, and which is going to make you have way less sales, and which is going to also in turn slow down your business or really make you struggle to survive as a reseller. So these things are really important to do, and I again learned this the hard way. I think this is just a video of what I learned and how I did things wrong, because I feel like I've been calling out myself for a lot of these items. But it's very important to do this, and I didn't do this in the beginning, and I actually had to go through every single listing, check for typos, add white backgrounds, take better photos, describe the item better. I did all of these things, and I had to go back through every listing and do this, and that just took up so much time. But it does really help, with your items and makes them sell quicker when you do this. So I recommend just doing this from the start. Just start out being better, being more efficient, and then you don't have to kind of backtrack and redo it. And so if you don't already do this, definitely start doing this. If you are a newer reseller, definitely start doing this with every listing going forward. It makes a huge difference, and you will see a lot more success and a lot more sales when you do this. If you don't have good pricing, you're also going to really struggle as a reseller, because it's all about pricing. It's all about the market, and if you have this very saturated market and if your prices are way too high, you're not going to make a lot of sales. So it's very important to do your research on comps and make sure you're looking up how much other items like your item are selling for, which is why I really love the Google Lens app, because it really helps you determine where to price your items. This video is not sponsored by Google Lens. I really love Google Lens. I use it all the time, and it's very helpful, but I think it's really important to do your research on items before you list them if you really have no idea. If you know the brand already and you know roughly how much you can list it for, then go based on, what you know. But if you don't know anything about the brand and you don't know what you should price the item for, definitely look up on the Google Lens app, take a picture of the item, and it will bring up any items that are very similar to that or similar style. Sometimes it'll bring up the exact one and where else it's selling for and how much it's selling for. So if you use this information to kind of gauge what you should be listing your item for, I think it will help you have a lot more success. Now, don't use this as an end-all be-all. A lot of the times pricing is all over the place depending on where it's listed, but you can definitely use it as a gauge, because if you're going to list it for $200 and the average listing price elsewhere is $50, you're probably gonna not make that sale, or you're not going to make it very quickly. So it's really important to check the pricing and make sure that you have good pricing. This also goes the other way. If you are pricing way too cheap, you're going to make a lot of sales, yeah, but then you're not going to be making a lot of profit, which is really not going to help you as a reseller, and it's not going to help you succeed. So definitely make sure you're not too cheap on your pricing, and definitely make sure you're actually making a profit on some of the items, but also don't make sure you're going way over the price and, you know, preventing other people from actually buying your items. And the final tip I want to talk about in this video is really important, and I've seen a big uptick in sales ever since I started doing this. But if you just don't advertise your business anywhere on social media, to friends, to family, in any way, shape, and form, you're actually preventing yourself from making extra sales. The more you get your business out there, the more you talk about it, the more people know about it, the more likely you are to make more sales. Yes, Poshmark is a platform that anyone can search anything on. You can even search on Google and Poshmark listings will come up if you're looking for something, but it definitely cannot hurt you in any way to promote your page on your Facebook, your social medias, whether that be Instagram or any other place that you use, to your friends and family, creating business cards so every time you talk to people you can just hand them out so people can see your business. It's so important to do this, and I've been doing this all the time, and basically everyone in my life knows that I'm a reseller. Everyone knows about my business, and I also have friends and family that are constantly talking to other people about my business, trying to promote it for me. So word of mouth definitely helps, and I've seen some sales come in from those people before saying, oh, I wanted to purchase from your closet, I really wanted to support your business. And that could be a friend or a family or anyone. So it's really important to do this, and it really helps you get more sales and expand your business. And this will also just help you grow. If you are trying to create social media pages for your business to kind of promote them more, and the more people that know about these pages, the more likely you are to, you know, expand and grow your business. So this definitely gets overlooked by a lot of people, and a lot of people don't think that they have the time to keep up with different social medias and stuff, so you don't have to do that, but definitely be promoting your business to your friends and family. And if you use social media for your own life, like if you have your own Instagram page or if you have your own Facebook page, just promote your closet on there. And you could also use Pinterest to promote your closet as well. That's another good way to do it. It can't hurt, and I mean, honestly, I do it all the time, and I don't really care if people don't like it, because I'm trying to promote my business, I'm trying to grow my business, and that's all there is to it. So these are my 5 tips that are definitely killing your reselling business, and you should definitely stop doing, and how to fix them. And like I said, if you missed the last video I did on this topic, definitely watch that. I'll link it down below if you didn't, already see that. That has 5 other tips in it that are also killing your reselling business, and also different ways that you can fix those things. These are all really important tips, and I know we're always looking for different ways to improve our businesses and different ways to get more sales. And so these tips, if you follow these, you'll definitely be more successful, and you will definitely have way more sales coming in. So if you like this video, definitely give it a like, and make sure you're subscribed so you see more videos. And if you want to see a video on things that you should and shouldn't do on Poshmark, definitely click right here. And if you want to see my experience at the Goodwill bins, the first time I ever went there, and what it was like, and what I did and what I found, definitely click right here. But until next time, I'll see you then.